Alright, hey there, Darkstar here. Gonna try to get a CJ4 mission in. Let's go from YSSY, which is over in Australia, Sydney, over to New Zealand, Auckland. Okay, so we're going to create our sim brief from our CJ4 profile. NZAA. Alright, so this is saying 25 to 05 right. We're getting different answers for that. So let's make a note here. Okay, so we're going 25 to 05 right. We'll let it pick our altitude and other configuration parameters. Let's increase our taxi time a bit. Let's say 15. Oh. Always try to tab over the next field. That doesn't work so well. And 10 non-arrival. And we'll leave everything else as is. All right, we have a sim brief. So it says 2 hours 45 minutes airtime. Okay, might have to sim rate a little bit. Flight level 410. Passengers 10. Fuel 410. Or sorry, 4110. $470 cargo, giving us a payload of 2220 and an estimated zero fuel weight of 12,500. Right, and that's our, oops, the charts route. Okay, we might pick up anything else we need in flight here. Got some weather. I do need to switch to live weather also. All right, and let's change this from, well, actually, let's see, we're arriving 05 right. But departure, we actually want to go pick a gate. Let's see, if we're going 25, which one is 25, 34? Okay, so let's pick one over here. Be convenient. Okay. So parking 97, because I think I forgot to load my sim brief in. And then when we do that, we want to make sure we, okay, I got our cruise in here. Doesn't have an approach. Of course, this could get changed, but we'll give it a shot. And do we have any kind of departure that we might use? All right, send ATC and avionics. And then we want to make sure that this has our E-ramp parking on it. And let's see if we can spawn in. I did restart just before this. It's a good looking plane. Don't like having to go over here though. Ah, shoot. Forgot what I was gonna do now. The visual assistances won't turn off. That's gonna be annoying. Oh, one thing I want to do, check my debug aircraft covers. Just make sure everything shows as removed. Okay. Okay, we did those. And we did not do all these, but that's okay. Okay, parking brake is set. Power levers are not at idle, but they will be in a moment. There we go. These were, mine weren't. Oh, now I remember what I wanted to do. I wanted to bring up the YouTube thing. Least anyone joins and tries to chat. Might be nice. Okay, generator switches. I'm gonna have to hide this so I can see. This is not an overhead kind of plane, I guess. All right, electrical power. I see left and right generator are already on. Yeah, that's them. Battery on. And avionics switch to dispatch, it says. Who am I to argue? Right engine starter, hydraulic, fuel boost. Oh, we're on standard. Let's just make sure we the best instructions here. Okay. So right starter push, right engine run stop when N2 is 20%. Okay, that's 20. Sounds like a start, and emergency lights are not armed because it didn't tell us to. Where might those be? Maybe we will get to them in a moment. Okay, let's gauge the starter, wait for 20%. Open the little cover. So not a lot, I know a lot of times people watch other streamers because they know what they're doing. I am not that streamer. I am streaming what I'm learning. Okay, well the starter went out and the engine sounds good. Engine looks good. Okay, avionics on. Look at all those avionics. All right. I think I've flown this plane before, but not very much. Emergency lights here, armed. Okay. And now we need to get some exterior lights on. Here we go. We should have got the beacon on before, but it didn't tell us to. We'll go ahead and do nav strobe, belt safety, taxi lights. Guessing that's the brake. Guess we'll find out in a minute. All right. Okay. So brakes are working. There they are right there, holding the brakes. We can get the parking brake off. So that was indeed the parking brake, but now I have to put the brakes back on because it lets them go when I take the parking brake off. That has nearly killed me a few times. Nose wheel steering check. I guess we'll check that in a moment. And flight instruments check. Okay. Let's just take a moment here to get familiar with things. Reversion options. I think that's like if you lose panels. Flight director, is that on? Nope. Now it is, and that one is. All right, we got some options for this. Tilt and range. Okay. Barometer, standard push. And I'm already messing up here. I wish someone chatty was on because I don't know if you're going to be able to hear things or not, but we're going to try. Beyond ATC has volume. Alright, and unlike usual, I'm going to take the label off now that we've got past the intro.
Beyond ATC connected.
Alright. Alright, I don't think we're going to need any ice protection today, so let's call that good. Although there might be keto heat later, or maybe we should just put it on and see what happens. Rudder bias system. Okay. Seats, flaps, speed brake. Trim set for takeoff. Let's add some elevator trim. Crew briefing. Where's our graphic? Pointed us here, but I don't see it there. It may just be looking at the screen or something. we can make it without TCAS if we need to. Unless it's on the computer. Oh, we'll poke around once we get in the air and maybe we'll find it. So I have a go around button on my controller. I'll use it in a bit. Battery amps, ice, we already checked. Okay, pitot heat we got on. Exterior lights we already did. We're not ready to take off yet. And engine still looks good. Hasn't blown up yet. So I might try and come back to these. Okay. That all seems straightforward. We'll try and remember to get our yaw damper on. Throttles to climb. I think we have different settings on here. I don't have detents though, so. But I'm assuming we'll be auto throttle at that point, at some point. So we'll get it close and then go from there. Okay, let's start tucking the ATC here. All right, so we're going to Auckland International. All right, and today we are, who are we? Looks like November 254 Sierra Bravo. Okay, we need to bring up the... So let's get our ATIS information.
Or more.
Sydney Airport
Few clouds at 2,500. Ceiling 23,000 broken. Temperature 21. 2.16. QNH102 tree. VFR condition. Landing and departing runways tree 4 left, tree 4 right. Transition level 110. Temporary flight restrictions are in effect for Kingsford Smith. Advise on initial contact you have information November.
Okay, we have November. Okay, let's bring up a chart. Airport, ground chart. And we were supposed to be parked here. They're giving different runways active. Let's see what we get from clearance. November 254 Sierra Bravo. Requesting IFR to Auckland International Airport.
November 254 Sierra Bravo. Sydney delivery. Expect runway 34 right. Climb 6,000 feet on runway centerline, then expect radar vectors of on. Squawk 0405.
Runway 34 right, cleared to 6,000 feet, radar vectors to Yvonne, squawk 0405, November 254 Sierra Bravo.
November 254 Sierra Bravo, read back correct. Contact ground 121.7 when ready for start or taxi.
Contact ground on 121.7 when ready for taxi. Alright, so we do have a different runway, so we're going to do 34 right, of course. We're cleared to 6,000 feet. And then expect radar vectors to Yvonne, squawk 0405. So let's deal with that. I don't know how to set a squawk on this thing. I don't know where the radios are at all. Maybe they're on the computer? What are we on here? YSSY? Is that right? What? We can't enter an airport here? Okay, radar vectors to Yvonne. Alright, and let's see, for cargo we had 470 pounds. We had 10 passengers. Puts our zero fuel weight a little bit light from where we were expecting. About 500 pounds. So let's go what were we expecting on fuel also? Oh, right. Okay, so we need to get fuel. Messed up on that. And we want 2,055. Yep, so about that. And seats. And cargo was 470. Okay, so we're good on that, but we're still 500 pounds short here, even though that matched. So let's just do... Yeah, it's close enough. Alright, so... So what is our outside air temperature? Uh, 22. We're on runway 34 right now, so I wonder how I changed that. Maybe go departure. Next. 34 right. My understanding is this wind should be true. No, this wind is true and this wind should be magnetic. But and like you can get the deviation here. So this is, I guess, whatever. Is it that much? Well, maybe that is significant. If it's at 13 degrees? Let's see. So I guess we would do like, I don't know, 307. Six. What's 34 right? This doesn't have slope information, does it?
All aircraft be advised information Oscar now current. QNH1023.
Okay, 1023. Oh, you know what we didn't do yet? We need to go live weather. Oh, that changed a lot. Okay, we got 1023 now. So we're very low, so that looks about right. I'm just kind of cross-checking the altitude here with the airport altitude. You could also go to this one, yeah, 21 feet. So that's a little lower, but who knows exactly where we are. But that's close enough. Okay, so we got an 8,000 foot runway. Let's go next page. Anti-ice will be off. Takeoff flaps will be 15. I guess you just click that and it switches. Okay, so we got to rotate at 106. And we can send those up to the speed tape. Okay, that all looks good. And we might need to work on the flight plan in flight, but we'll start there. All right, now we have to figure out some radio things. Why is this not on? We got avionics on, right? Airport. Get this back. We're gonna have to figure out how to get from where we ended up starting over to 34 right. Really? You're gonna send us all the way down there? That's just rude. Not even 34 left. I wonder if real pilots feel that way. We need auto taxi, that's what we need. And I'm a little worried that this didn't come on. That's my like backup situation indicator. Panels. Ah, okay. Let's see, we were cleared to 6,000 to start with. That has interesting scaling on it. Alright, there's 6,000. And we're gonna be on 35, so we want to go about 350. Alright, we got flight level change, nav mode, half bank angle, vertical speed, VNav. I'll have to figure out the rest as we go. Alright, let's see if we can start a taxi here. Oh, no, we didn't figure out the radio thing, right? I was thinking there might be like tune? Okay, there we go, nice. Alright, let's actually put tune up here. And we will go, what are we going to? I have notes somewhere. 121.7. All right. Okay, we got our IFR clearance. Sydney ground, November 254 Sierra Bravo, requesting taxi to runway 34 right.
November 254 Sierra Bravo, runway 34 right, taxi via Golf, Charlie 2, Charlie, Lima, Tango, Tango 6. Hold short runway 07.
Taxi 234 right via Golf, Charlie 2, Charlie, Lima, Tango, Tango 6. Hold short runway 07. Alright, cool. We have to wait at runway 7. So that'll be kind of fun. So if I understand things correctly, and I probably don't, where's my range on this guy? Well, can't always go here. And make sure we get our satellite map on. Yes, that's where we are. Okay, so we're going to want to come around here. Let's go back to our chart, which unfortunately we have to keep bringing up. Alright, so we got cleared, hang on, I gotta... Golf, Charlie 2, Charlie, Lima, Tango, Tango 6. Hold short at 7. Okay, so this is Golf. This is runway 7. So we're going to go Golf, Charlie 2. Where do you suppose Charlie 2 would be? Charlie 2? Up that little bit right there? I think it's really just Golf to Charlie. Charlie to Lima, so I guess we're coming all the way down to here. And then why would we cross runway 7? We would cross runway 7 at Charlie here. Okay. At 7. I don't know why I was thinking this was 7. Alright. Now, so we got the radio thing figured out. Oh, look, here's TCAS. Oh, I like that as a little auto next to the nav. Now, in theory, I have a new app I wanted to try. Oh, and before we get going, there's one thing I want to change. We want to... Come on. Oof. Oh, actually, I guess I don't need a new app. Old app works just fine. We're just gonna pull straight out here. Take a little left. And then this is in theory going to get us on to golf. Now, one thing I wonder is, I think I might have missed the labels. Let's try camera. You can zoom around. Okay. This is golf. That would be the way to echo. Okay, that's golf 4. Like the labels aren't very good, right? I'm not just crazy. I mean, I guess I could have seen that one. Okay, that was golf 4. Shoot. It doesn't have info mode on here. Where is my ground speed? Okay, so next up is going to be Delta. Up here. See if we can find a ground speed real quick. Ah, there's our air temperature. Not our out. Rat. Task. Ground speed. There it is. Alright, I see some Delta. Off that way. Alright, and we're looking for Charlie, right? Technically Charlie 2, but that doesn't make any sense to me because, at least according to this chart, you'd have to go something else to get to Charlie 2. I'm gonna call it a Beyond ATC issue. Oh, I think I see what it is. Okay, anyway, yeah, we're going the right way. So, Charlie 2 here, right? I wish it had you on the chart here. Oh yeah, that's actually what I wanted to try.
November 254 Sierra Bravo, cross runway 07 at Charlie. Continue taxi via Charlie, Lima, Tango, Tango 6.
Alright, they auto-detected us, cool. Cross runway 7 at Charlie, continue taxi via Charlie, Lima, Tango, Tango 6, November 254 Sierra Bravo. Okay, and we would normally look, but we can't look very well in the sim. Alright, so Charlie, that's a cool tower, look at that. It's got like a spiral ramp up it or something. Alright, so making this little turn here. I'm a little confused. I think it's that way. And what I meant to try, and I keep forgetting what I was gonna do, is I did sign up for Navigrav. Whoa. That's painful. Alright, import flight from SimBrief. What in the world? Hope this terrain doesn't crash us. Okay, so up here we're gonna make a left at the second cross. What I'm hoping is this would have our like I said, it should be this second left here. Lima. You can see Lima there. Neat series of cranes off in the distance there. Yeah, I don't understand why I can't see it here. Like what I was hoping is in Navigraph I'd be able to see my plane on the runway. Okay, so we want Tango, which I think is this first right. And then, oops. And then what, Tango 1 is straight ahead here, Tango 2 is to the right? Or that's Tango. Well, that says to you, right? Okay, so Tango 2 is straight ahead? I don't think so, because that's Tango 6, Tango 4, 5, 3, but 2 is way up here. Why would it have me go 2? It really doesn't show you on the chart. Wow, I just had this running and it's making me sign in again. Oh, I think it might need this other thing running. Server plugin status. Well, I'm going to defy ATC because there's no way I'm going down that way. Like, if I came here and turned around, I would only have that much runway to take off? Like, what would even be the point of that? Maybe they'll complain. They'll be like, we have a number for you to call. And if anyone's chatting, I apologize. I cannot see anything. I'm trying to get it up here. That's what she said. And I think we're gonna have to do the thing again. Hey, we have a viewer. How you doing? No chatting though. All the signage here was blank.
All aircraft be advised information Papa now current, QNH1022.
Dial this down one.
November 254 Sierra Bravo, contact Sydney Tower 124.7.
Tower on 124.7. I feel sorry for people who have to taxi out here in real life. Ish. Okay. Was 124.7. Sydney Tower, November 254 Sierra Bravo at runway 07 for departure to Auckland Airport.
November 254 Sierra Bravo, Sydney Tower. Wind 355 at 7, fly heading 340, runway 34 right, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 34 right, fly heading 340, November 254 Sierra Bravo. Alright, well this did end up having some telemetry data. Don't know if we can do better. Alright, they wanted us to fly heading 340, not 350. That may have been premature, because I saw him hit the takeoff go around button. We did get flap set, we have trim set in. We are cleared for takeoff. Alright, now we will get heading in. And one thing I didn't figure out that I should have is auto throttle. Does this have auto throttle? It has takeoff go around mode. I guess we're gonna assume it doesn't have auto throttle exactly. I need more hands. Alright. Gear up. Flaps up, throttle way back. We're screaming.
Landing gear, landing gear, landing gear, landing gear, landing gear, landing gear.
November 254 Sierra Bravo. Reset transponder. Squawk 0405.
Oh. Squawk 0405, November 254 Sierra Bravo. 0405.
November 254 Sierra Bravo. Contact Sydney departure 129.7.
Sydney departure on 129.7, November 254 Sierra Bravo.
Negative. Sydney departure on 129.7.
Sydney departure on 129.7.
Negative. Sydney departure on
Oh my
129.7.
goodness. Come on, that's what I said.
Contact Sydney departure 129.7, November 254 Sierra Bravo.
Okay, 129.7. Sydney departure, November 254 Sierra Bravo at 4,000 feet.
November 254 Sierra Bravo. Sydney departure. Identified. Climb to flight level 190.
Climb to flight level 190, November 254 Sierra Bravo.
November 254 Sierra Bravo. Turn right. Heading 115.
Turn right, heading 115, November 254 Sierra Bravo. Do they do shortcuts, I wonder? That doesn't seem to work. don't want to turn it too far. It might start turning the other way. They said turn right, not left. I'm a goof. I thought that seemed like a long way around. I wish I could make these go away, Mike. There we go. Okay, I just created a major international air incident here. Because I don't know left from right. If anyone on is able to chat, do you know if this thing has an auto throttle? Let's go and get the yaw dampener on if it isn't already. Well, now I don't know how to tell. That's what I was looking for. Okay, they should be turning us left here pretty soon, I would think. Okay, 151.
November 254 Sierra Bravo. Contact Melbourne Centre 129.8.
Contact Melbourne Centre on 129.8. Melbourne Centre, November 254 Sierra Bravo at flight level 180.
November 254 Sierra Bravo, Melbourne Centre, radar contact, climb to flight level 410.
Altitude.
Level 410, November 254 Sierra Bravo.
November 254 Sierra Bravo, cleared directive on. Resume on navigation.
Where's it execute? There it is. Nav, 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 nav. Clear direct Yvonne, resume on navigation, November 254 Sierra Bravo. Didn't seem to take, did it? LNAV. Well, we're not going to Yvonne, but next best thing, I assume. We'll be going to Lundby in a moment anyway. Need to finish getting my 410 in here. It's crazy. Alright, now I want to try to get some maybe engine systems up on here. I don't know what I just did. I think I did something bad. I don't know what these are. Ah, down here, I bet. Nav data, chart, cast page. Come on. Well, there's something. Electric, passenger briefing. What does that even do? Probably nothing. What I really want to see is how am I running my engines? Like ITT's low, this is okay, I guess. I mean, we're running at 100.9, which is probably a little high. We're more or less in climb. I guess that's good enough. Maybe that's pseudo auto throttle. Like you put it in climb and maybe that's closer to climb. Okay, now it says climb. I think that must be what it's doing. Must have positional auto throttle. Some people would look up a manual before they flew a plane.
November 254 Sierra Bravo. Contact Brisbane Centre 128.6.
Contact Brisbane Centre on 128.6. Brisbane Centre, November 254 Sierra Bravo at flight level 369, climbing flight level 410.
November 254 Sierra Bravo, Brisbane Centre, radar contact.
Altitude.
I like that it announces it. Okay, so we're gonna reduce our power to the cruise setting. Cruise. Now, it may be that I'm on, I don't know. I may have reduced too soon? I'm flicking through the manual here to see if I can find some of the things I need. Okay, we are getting pretty fast, so I'm gonna see if I can get us into... Wait, it already says crew. Okay. I guess we're okay then. All right, we got LNAV. So it looks like Java is the first altitude constraint. So 10,000 feet here, 7,000 feet. I mean above, right? Five, 4, 3, 2620. Okay, and it's automatically got speeds in here as well, so. Does it have descent thrust? So it's weird to me we're still in climb, but it said cruise. Maybe it just switches automatically. But now it's in like slow cruise. Okay, so it seems like within cruise I have some measure of configurability as to how fast I want to go. Alright, I really want to figure out this thing. Zoom doesn't change anything. System 1 and 2, how do I get to the next
November
page?
254 Sierra Bravo. Contact Brisbane Centre 125.7. Bye-bye.
Contact Brisbane Centre on 125.7. Have a good day. November 254 Sierra Bravo. Brisbane Centre, November 254 Sierra Bravo at flight level 410.
November 254 Sierra Bravo. Brisbane Centre identified.
So I know we can go like previous and next waypoint through here. Can put data up on here. Takeoff reference, approach reference. That's an odd display. That's normally bottom of descent, but it's not showing top of descent. Departures, arrivals, arrive. Let's just see what that would look like. Or what we have on here, I guess. Oh, I think that's right. Whoa, what happened? That should not have changed our waypoint here. So it looks like we're expected to have like almost 500 pounds of fuel on arrival. Okay. I don't know if these menus are the only way to do it, but I'm okay with the plan being up on this one. I just feel like there should be a more detailed view of the engine somewhere. Okay, we're V alt, so VNav should be armed. Of course, we'll need to lower the altitude before it will proceed, but path is armed. All right, let's switch to our destination airport. We were expecting uh 05 right? What? Are we going to the right airport? Okay, that's our basic airport info. Okay, something weird was going on with this. There we go, it hadn't refreshed. I'm not familiar with the whole color system. Hey, how's it going? So doing a CJ4 flight as a learning exercise. We're in the air, I'll say that. I can't figure out how to zoom in and out of this. I don't know, maybe zoom is broken. It's clicking, but nothing's changing. I wonder what the difference between these two are. 1103. West. East. They both use the same localizer, 1103. I'm guessing if it's whether you're coming from the east or the west. Okay, so we got Lingu, we got Ugrus. We've got 112.1. Doesn't match this. That would need to be 110.3.
November 254 Sierra Bravo. Contact Brisbane Centre 120.55. Have a good day.
Contact Brisbane Centre on 120.55. November 254 Sierra Bravo.
Negative. Brisbane Centre on 120.55.
Pretty sure that's what I said.
Contact Brisbane Centre 120.55. November 254 Sierra Bravo.
Any luck with your internet? Oh, it didn't take it. I have to back up just in case we end up getting rerouted. But so far, Beyond ATC has been behaving. And slowly working my way through how to use the CJ4. Fortunately, a lot of things are familiar, like, I mean, all this is familiar. Autopilot's a little strange, but easy enough. Took a minute to find the radios, but did find the tune button. Sort of figured out how to change this a little bit. What I would like to do is see if we can get the localizer on here. So I'm not sure how to change the map source. And of course, I don't want to change it for other ones, but I see the map source option. Oh, something changed it. There we go. It'll only go FMS 1 or 2. What about this one? Okay. Got some different options here for terrain and weather. switch the format. Oh, you know what? We're way off. Forgot to go into standard barometer. This went red. Okay, I guess it felt like it was a little fast. Let's try menu again. Okay, that would be localizer. Is that going to change our navigation? Oh, now I'm changing the range on that. That also changes it. Here we go. That is hard to hover over. Let's switch this back to FMS1 and then see if we can select. Nope, still can't pick localizer 1 or localizer 2. So that's a little annoying. Okay, we can switch between inches and pascals, different flight director styles. Wow, you don't get long. I wonder how you change the something's red. Cabin altitude. Okay. Where do you suppose that might be? Fans, nope. I didn't see anything on here. But I wouldn't be too surprised. Pilot band, climate control normal, cockpit, push to cut off, so sorry, pull to cut off, push to restore. Okay, let's see if that does it. Hydraulics. I wonder how you see the cabin altitude. seems to be brightness. I don't know, there's nothing in the manual here. Okay, might be something on the MFD we can see. Yeah, maybe. And that's oxygen PSI. I think that just means we have oxygen. Of course, there's no checklist to follow. We could check on here. We didn't follow all of these necessarily. Oh, you know what we did forget? And I say we, because totally everyone else's fault. Taxi lights off. We didn't get our landing lights on. And we could turn off the seatbelt sign, I guess. Okay, these we all did. Well, except those. Cruise. We're not to descent yet. Pressurization verify set. Ah, here we go. Cabin altitude 9,800 feet, rate 0, differential 7.6 psi, destination elevation 14. But how do I set it? Well, I think we're gonna survive. So, we've been up here for a while. Alright, let's just make sure we got our arrival all in. We got our ILS in. We're ready to go into approach mode. We did not get course set yet. Course is 51, intercept the glide slope at 3,000 potentially, although in here it actually has us going down to 2,600, so that's what I've got in here. We are not currently on course. Let's solve that. I think we got off nav mode when I was messing around with it. Let's see, cabin pressure control standby, cabin pressure dump. I don't think we want to do either of those. This is normal. There's not really anything we can do there. Okay, there we are back on our nav. Well, that caution went away even. Cabin altitude's still 9,800 feet. I don't know, maybe it's a bug. Alright, I'm gonna have to speed this up a little bit. Start our descent. Problem is I don't know where we're gonna start our descent. So let's see if we go to now it's back. Russ. So there we go. Okay, 2 hours and 58 minutes. Let's hope this thing does sim rate okay. This is cabin altitude beeping again. Suppose we could dump the pressure. I think what it is, it's got some hard altitude limit, and if we bump up just a hair above that, that alarm goes off. So it looks like top of descent is right before Arati. Like 222, 231. It's too bad TOD doesn't show up here. Oop. Uh-oh. I don't know what I just did, but it activated keyboard input. I want to know what I did, because I want to be able to do that again. Okay. Anti-ice off. V approach 108. I think I put a different value in here. But 108 and 102. We can even go to a higher landing factor. I think if we send them, it might update it automatically. Maybe? Maybe not. Good enough. 108 is what we really need to know anyway. Okay, so that takes care of our arrival and landing performance. We look good on fuel. And our descent is going to be 240 at 0.64 Mach, 3-degree angle. Put that back on comms. How are we still an hour and 43 from here? It looks so short on the map. Yeah, we know. So this is a new map feature, recenter on route. All right, there's descent. Brisbane Center, November 254 Sierra Bravo, ready for descent.
November 254 Sierra Bravo, Arati 1 November, runway 23 left, descend to 2,000 feet, QNH1029er.
Dang it. Runway 23 left, descend to 2,000 feet, QNH 1029, November 254 Sierra Bravo.
Brisbane Center, November 254 Sierra Bravo. Descending via Arati 1 November, flight level 366.
All right, we got to switch around now. So we are going to need to switch our frequency. So 109.9 goes here. 0.9. There we go. All right, and then our arrival switches to what? Why is there no runway 25 here? There's only 2 pages. I'm switching between them. We may have a problem. Let's check in on our descent here. We're doing okay. I suppose I could try doing it here. Nope. I need to change it here first. Wait, what? Yeah, okay, 2-3. We're supposed to do our rod and is that gonna work? Where do you suppose it's taking us? Because we should still be going to a Roddy. It shouldn't have turned. Let's go heading mode. Go back this way. Legs. I wonder if it was turning all the way back here. Next. Arati, previous. Guess something like that to intercept. Oh, we got to enable next alt, so we want to go vertical speed. Want to kick the throttle up a little too. We're slowing down. So we have extra time now because we're going to go around here. How come though I don't know what's going on. There we go. Maybe I'm putting it in the wrong spot. I think I need to put it one down instead of in the top one. Alright, what do we got now? We're going to Gwynny, Lingu, Zorba. Alright, we're descending to 12 for now. And let's go ahead and go ahead and update our barometer. It was 1029. There we go, 1029. Okay, let's double check our charts. Since we're going to 23. 1099, 1099. Course is going to be 230. I don't see course actually doing anything. Speed's getting close to the limit. Wonder if we can go, well, we'll just keep an eye on it. I still wish I could put the other note on that one. I really want to put the localizer up on here so I can see when it comes live. Neither one will let me though. It's weird. It's a common thing to do. So our fuel at destination dropped by 100 pounds. All right, let's check the manual for something about the course setting. We don't have arrival data here. Well, if it won't let us do ILS, we'll have to apply it in manually. But we've got the frequency in here. All we should really need to do is do approach mode. Course is usually the alignment of the needle, not the actual course you fly, but we'll see what happens. I would think it would show up somewhere here, but I'm not seeing it change. Push to select. Nope. Okay, it says we want to be 200 knots to initiate the approach, no greater than 160, ideally at VAP by the final approach fix. Autopilot must be disengaged no lower than 200 feet AGL and the yaw damper off. Alright, we also need to slow down here because we're gonna pass 10,000 feet in a little bit. And we want to get our landing lights on, seat belts on. Go ahead and turn on our other lighting. Okay, so we've done that. We don't have that. We've set our altimeter. We've set up our external lights. We've confirmed our landing data as best we can. We are the crew. We're continually checking that. I didn't set minimums, but I'm okay with that. Fuel transfer, select off. We didn't turn it on. Probably should have, but I've been checking the fuel and it's balanced, so. Exterior lights, ice protection.
Altitude.
We'll get flaps on here. Oh, I am seeing a localizer 2 on here, looks like. Okay, we're almost at our 12,000 feet. I want to hold just below 250 knots here for a bit. Come on, ATC. Okay, when they start vectoring us, we'll get heading mode on. Vertical speed. For sure it's vertical speed control. It worked last time. I'm gonna do a little sim rate here. I have a deadline. That's one reason I'm using sim rate. I was hoping to be done about 9:30. So I got 35 minutes. Got low fuel. Yeah, it's just fuel level. We know. Okay, I feel like we need to be descending. I don't like it that they're not letting us descend. I'm just gonna do it. Oh, I gotta lower my altitude. So we actually want this to be about 2,000 at least. There we got 2,600. This does have speed brakes. If we need. We might need, actually. Okay, now we can do flaps 15. I don't see where we're possibly going to make it. I think I can make it.
Altitude.
Okay. All right, now it's going to slow down quick. But we're too high. Why are you doing that? Because of that, but we're way past where we want to be. So we gotta keep diving. Let's see.
Autopilot.
Gear down. Okay, speed brake up. And flaps.
Altitude.
Hello, what's happened to my engines? I have no throttle. My throttle is not doing anything. So we're not maybe quite gonna make it to the airport in one piece. Ooh. Did we run out of fuel? No, there's fuel. Engines say they're running. my throttle is not working is the problem. Well, that's working. Well, that was unfair. So, why is my throttle not working? Brakes are working. Flaps are working. Just throttle is not working. Just a bug, maybe? Like, other controls on my throttle are working just fine. Trim's working. See the switches there. Only thing not working is throttles. The engines are fine. I don't know. I think we're gonna have to call for a service truck here. Let's see. Spoiler control is working. There we go. Okay. It has some weird interaction with reverse thrust is the problem. I have a button that activates spoilers and reverse thrust. I'm just gonna park somewhere here. I love how these little planes are parked at the Yes, I would like a taxiway, please. Kneel down. Well, somehow or another we made it, even though we shouldn't have. Didn't check the pressure differential at touchdown. Let's just check it now before we open the doors. 0, okay. We already got our flaps back up. We got throttles to idle, that's for sure. Coasted in on some kind of weird bug. Like there's no way it should have glided that far. No, we're not doing a go around. Okay, we got speed brakes up, flaps, pitos off, no anti-ice on, Exterior lights. We'll let the passengers off too. Okay, parking brake is on. Standby flight display switch. Why'd it look over there? Goes to on. I don't know what that does. Avionics. It's got, so dispatch mode is like partial avionics, I guess. I think it lets you talk to dispatch, is the idea. Yeah, and you just have one radio, so it's lower power. Ice protection's off, engine stop run button on cover, and then we'll turn those off in a minute. Does this have external power of any kind? I didn't see anything. Fuel boost, emergency lights, generators. I don't think so. Oh, I turned off the wrong light. So go ahead and shut down the engines. That can go off. And then beacon can go off. Emergency lights. Generators, battery. And it's all quiet. I wish they would let you open these without getting in like the Vision Jet does. I don't want to get in. I want to see it open. Well, we made it through some miracle, despite my best effort. But yeah, apparently throttles work until you hit the speed brake reverse thrust lever, and they don't work anymore. Interesting they're not in sync either. At least the animation isn't. All right, I'm gonna head out. Have a good one. Oh, we got some chat. Let's see. Hey, how are you? Sorry, I was a little busy there. But in theory, I'm gonna go see the Minecraft movie. Ground spoilers extended. I don't know. Interesting plane. It kind of wants to be a bigger jet, but it's a littler jet. Like the Longitude is easier to fly and it's a bigger jet. But this one works in career mode, so I want to learn how to fly it. Kind of surprised it doesn't have some kind of external power. And maybe it does, and I just don't know where it is. ELT. Guess those are volume controls. All right, well,